Today what we're going to be doing is putting together a standing desk that I kind of mashed up from parts. So the metal pieces here that you see on the floor is the actual standing desk part. So I've already had a desk before that I built, which I bought these the legs here, and then I got a door from like Home Depot or Lowe's, and then I stained the door and made a desk out of it. But this time around I wanted to do something a little bit more higher quality and bigger, and so I went to IKEA and I picked up this huge panel here. And the great thing about IKEA is that if you go to their, I forgot what they're called, but where they sell all the used stuff, I guess, or the return stuff, you can find some pretty good deals because a lot of that stuff is 50% off. So I'm just mocking it up. It doesn't actually go like that. We'll have to measure it out and probably might have to come closer a little bit because this top here is probably a little bit bigger than it needs to be. So these are the feet that go on top, and then we have the braces that go in between, and you guys can see how far these can reach. So this is probably about the maximum they should be, about right there. So I think that's going to work out quite well. I'm pretty sure this spread here will be enough to hold the whole thing. So now I just need to bolt all this up and then measure it out and then drill out some holes here, put some screws in it, and that's pretty much it. And then we'll have a table. So if you never had a standing table, these things are great. And once I get this thing assembled, you guys will see how awesome it is to be able to go up and down the height that you want. Alright, and just like that, the frame is bolted or screwed to the top. Now there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 little screws on each side. So all we gotta do now is flip this guy around, but before we do that, I need to clean all this up so we can make room for the new table. Alright, so the table is ready to be flipped around. So I removed all that old stuff over there. I also went ahead and installed the electronics and all the wire management here. So we got one wire that goes to this motor. This is our control box. Motor number 1, then motor number 2, and then this is the little controller that's over there on the side. And then we have the power cable here that plugs into this little power strip here that also has 4 USB plugs. So the only wires that are going to be going down is just one here. You know, it's going to be nice and tucked away and clean looking. So I went ahead and mounted this little controller here.
Oh man, this thing's heavy.
So I got it flipped around, and this thing is humongous. I mean, that is a ton of table right there. I do have this pretty nice large room to work with, so I might put it some other way. Maybe I'll even put it in the middle. But the thing is, I do love looking out the window. So after moving around here and there, I decided to put it like this instead of against the wall. Not only is it feeling more airy, but I still get to see outside the window here if I sit right there, and I have plenty of room to do other things on the other side of the table. Push one. So it's raising. Okay, so that's, I think, my usual sitting height from the last memory. So obviously what makes this unique is that you can raise this enough where you can just stand and work on the computer. And I think that's number 2, so let's try it. Alright, so it's going up and up. I can back up enough to show you guys. So these legs just telescope out. And it gets quite tall. I can't even walk far enough to show you, but you can see how tall that is. So now I'm standing, you know, and able to work on the computer without having to be forced to sit all day. You know, I can get up and do my stretchies and stand once in a while. So yeah, this thing is awesome, and everything is working, and it looks great, and there's so much room here that I could easily have another computer right here if there was a couple people that wanted to work at a single table. So very cool. So here's a little shot from far away. You guys can see how tall that is. And the awesome thing about these legs here is they can lift quite a lot of weight. I can't remember how much mine were, but I think it was about 250 pounds or something, or 300. So it could, you know, you could even sit on it and it could raise a person. So yeah, guys, you can see how awesome it is to have a table like this because you can really be much more flexible with your workflow.